Hey everyone, welcome. This is Tara. We are at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science today. We are going to go check out the Creatures of Light exhibit, which is all about bioluminescence. So for those of you that go to Pandora, this is the real live version of that. We're going to go check out all of those. So make sure you like and comment and share. Let me know that you can hear me as well. That would be fantastic. Hi everybody. Hi. Welcome to Denver. Oh, hey Victoria. Let's go have some fun. Yes, let's do this. All right. Hi. I'm coming in. All right, so we just had a big group of tiny humans come through here, so I wanted to make sure they got through first. So here we are, Creatures of Light. Hi, Michelle. Welcome. Creatures of Light. Here we are. I did make sure we could film in here already. It may be a little dark because that's what the whole exhibit's all about.
How long is it? Pardon? How long is it?
As long as you want to be.
Oh.
Hi, Greta.
Hello.
How are you?
Fine.
Would you like to say hi? Say hi.
So what's this for?
So we are filming live right now and streaming the magic, and we're going to show everybody how awesome this new exhibit is.
All right.
Yeah, can I head on in?
You sure can.
Excellent, thank you. All right, guys, here we go. This is my first time in here. It's a brand new exhibit. It just opened about 2 weeks ago. So I'm very, very excited about this. I wanted to go real bad. It is free with the museum entrance as well, so it's not something you have to pay extra for, which is really awesome. All right. So Creatures of Light, Nature's Bioluminescence. So this is the real live version of Pandora. Hi from Denver, yay! So excited to be representing our city.
Okay.
So this first stop here talks about what is bioluminescence. It's a visible light generated by living organisms through a chemical reaction. We can see it as incandescent light. It's associated with heat. Bioluminescence, on the other hand, is cold light, which is interesting. So I'm a big old science nerd, so this is really exciting for me. I work in the science industry, so yay scientists! I'm so excited to be doing this today. So here's some organisms that produce bioluminescence. There's some worms, looks like a sea star, different types of bugs. A fungus does it. A sea spider. Oh, hope I don't run into one of those today. Spiders are not my favorite. So how did bioluminescence evolve? Looks like scientists are still working on this question. Don't really know why. All right. So the one thing I do like about the Denver Museum is it's very hands-on. There are lots of things that you can touch and play with. All the exhibits are set up that way, so it does keep especially the little ones engaged very, very well. So it looks like fireflies use them to find a mate. So being from California, we don't have fireflies in California. My husband is from Pittsburgh, and when I went back to visit his family, they do have fireflies. I, for once, was convinced that fireflies weren't real until I actually saw them. So this is like their firefly exhibit, what it looks like. Oh, the bioluminescence in the ocean, Victoria, that is so cool. I want to see that so bad. I know that there are a couple of places in California you can see it at too. So this one's all about fireflies. Looks like different fireflies have different patterns, which is really interesting. So there you go, there's the firefly patterns. You can see it blinking there. It's turning out kind of a white light on the screen, but here in person it's actually more of a green. So this is apparently a glowing mushroom on gigantor size. I feel like I just ran into Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. There are different types of mushrooms that light up. There's a honey mushroom, which is that one right there that lights up. There's also a blister oyster mushroom. They're there in the middle. You can see them on the log. And a jack-o'-lantern mushroom, which is what's representative of the big giant mushroom right here. So there are those jack-o'-lantern mushrooms. I'm pretty sure they get that because they're round and they're kind of an orangey color. So, really, really cool. But yes, I feel like I just shrunk down. Should we go through the experiment? So it says a clever experiment, entomologist Paul Merrick and colleagues have revealed what bioluminescence does, at least in one creature, the small, sightless, glowing California sequoia. So it's uncommon on land, which is why, Victoria, you were saying that you see it in the ocean. What place should we learn more about? Let's go with right there. So the Ozark Plateau. There are large numbers of glowing fungus gnat larvae. Interesting. The Blue Mountains in Oregon. The world's largest bioluminescent organism lives here. It's a fungus. Grows in underground structures. The glowworm cave. Oh boy, that sounds like fun. Fly larvae turn the roof of this New Zealand cave into what seems like a starry night. I think that was actually on the Travel Channel one time. I'm pretty sure that like this right here that you can see is water, and you like tube through this. It's like a whole trek through the New Zealand jungle, and you have a tube that you tube through the water on. what do we have over here? This says a ceiling of stars. The Watamo Caves. Oh, this is what I was talking about. Visitors paddle through. And the bioluminescence on the top of the cave makes it look like stars. But you're actually inside of a cave.
Oh, look inside to see glowworms.
Let's see if we can look inside here to see the glowworms. Oh my goodness. How cool is that, guys? Oh my goodness, that is so cool. So you can see these like long rope like structures. And that's what it looks like inside those caves. Yes, Victoria, I have been to the Atlanta Aquarium as well. Known as one of the best aquariums in the country. It's fantastic. It's huge. All right, so we're going into the sea now. So this is where you can see all the bioluminescence in the ocean. Okay, so if you can see the floor, it's changing based on people stepping on it. So here we go, real live Pandora right here. It's following her around in circles. How cool is that?
Scorpion sees that it's glowing, maybe by reflection from ultraviolet light from the moon, and so it knows to get hidden because it's exposed.
Looks like she's got some sort of thing in a cage. I'm a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie.
Right, so it's this bright green light.
Do you see that?
Can you see it? You want me to turn a little bit?
Sure. Can you guys see that? It's a scorpion that glows in the dark.
And this is sort of a picture of what it would look like.
There you go, there's a picture of what it
We're
looks like.
seeing here the tail, which is the portion that's most venomous. Do you all know the difference between venomous and poisonous? What's the difference?
Yeah, it's on the skin.
Or ingested, like if you ate something that was poisonous.
Has to be injected.
Right. So could you eat a scorpion? Are they poisonous? You could actually. So you can eat it. It's only if it gets into your bloodstream or under the skin that venom causes.
All right. So here's that floor again. Super cool. If I walk on it, it's gonna follow me. Hi Kelsey, welcome. Thanks for joining. So this one says a ball of fire. It's a dinoflagellate. Shows up in the ocean in the red tides. How cool is that? Victoria, there's that ocean that you were talking about. So when the waves crash in, it stimulates that electrical pulse and causes those blue lights. I hope one day to be able to see that in real life because I have heard it's just beautiful.
Ball of fire.
So cool. So it looks like bioluminescence also occurs in fish. This fish has some interior lighting, it says. So this is live bacteria. It's actually widespread in the ocean. An average tablespoon of seawater contains just a few. You can see they hang out in the belly of the fish, make them glow in the dark too. So this one's all about fluorescent light. Oh, this is on coral. So it looks like the coral can glow in the dark as well. It's off of Bloody Bay Wall in the Cayman Islands. In the daylight, the creatures see coral, but in the same area at night, it retains that light and glows red, green, and orange. There you go, that's what it looks like when it's light. And then that's what it looks like in the dark.
Did you get a chance to see?
So this one over here talks all about the different corals. That light up. So I guess the next trip to take is down to the Cayman Islands to see the coral glow. This one is different rocks, scorpions, money, to see if they glow under UV light. So just like if you were to put a white t-shirt under there, it would glow under that black light. So this is what it looks like, not in the light. It's a granite, it looks like, from Canada. And when you slide it up under the black light, you can see it turns bright yellow.
No.
How about this one? Pink's my favorite color. So when we pull it out of the light, it's a very, very pale pink and clear.
Man, you're one of the first kids to use the right word for this.
And when we put it back under,
That's UV. What does UV stand for?
it glows in the dark.
V. What does it stand for? Ultraviolet.
Yeah, super good scuba diver, that's right. My husband is scuba certified, so maybe he'll go down and check that out. Hi Jerry, welcome, thanks for joining. Welcome to the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. I'm a big old science geek, so this is pretty exciting for me. This one's all about the jellyfish. So these jellyfish are huge in comparison. Looks like they're about that size normally. So if I put my hand up to it, you can see.
There's some tiny ones. They glow.
See how they glow?
Wait, let me see. My sweater turns extra orange.
All right, let's turn around because they have a whole fish tank set up. Rachel, am I 20 minutes from you? Yeah, I kind of live out sort of by the airport, so this is not too far from me. I'm so glad to be able to bring our awesome city to the audience of Streaming the Magic. It makes me very excited. All right, so these are fish you can actually put in your own fish tank at home. You can get them even at Petco. So if you see those little guys there, the neon tetras, they sell those at Petco. And in order to make them glow like that, because in the daylight they're just kind of a lighter green or a lighter orange, or they come in pink and blues as well, you would have to put a black light on top of your fish tank to make them glow like that. But this is just a freshwater fish tank, nothing special, but the fish in it are really cool.
Just gonna ride around it a little bit.
see this guy right here up close.
Or the orange one. Walk out of this end so you can go do something
Orange
else.
one. The orange one.
I could sit and stare at this all day. I used to have a fish tank. We took it down because I wasn't taking care of it very well. But fish, water, ocean makes me so happy. Being from Denver, we're very landlocked, so there isn't really a whole lot of water around. So this one's going deeper into the ocean now. So these are all those scary creatures that you see that have those like anglers off of them that will catch their own fish. I know that there are lots of creatures out there that they've never even discovered yet in the bottom of the ocean. A lot of these fish have evolved to not even have eyes anymore because it's so dark down there. And they use that little angler on top of their head to catch their prey. Oh my gosh, she lost consciousness while scuba diving? That's horrible. She should have had a indicator on the tank that told her that she was running out of air. I can't imagine you would go back to doing that again. That'd be pretty scary.
So they're bigger?
So it also says these are security lights for them.
That's your
Is that real?
I don't think that's real. That's just
Looks like they're trying to match the sky
oh, that's
so that they can hide themselves from predators because their underside belly just looks like the sky.
Oh, the vampire. That's a vampire squid.
I think this is what we think about a lot when we think about like bioluminescence in the ocean. These scary looking fish with these huge teeth that track their prey based on the lights that they make. Snowing there in Boston, Jerry, huh? Snowing here in Denver as well. So I think towards the end of this stream, we'll go outside and check out some of the snow. It hasn't snowed a whole lot, just a dusting on the ground, but it was snowing when I walked in today, which is weird because it was 70 degrees yesterday.
They're about.
That's 3 times the other big short.
It's about from the floor to the.
Menino foi pro malto dela.
So here's a video they're showing that talks about all the creatures that have these bioluminescence. So that's what it looks like under white light, that shrimp. But that's what it looks like in the dark. It glows that orange red color. Alright guys, that's pretty much this whole exhibit. So we'll see what else is up here. I was also thinking about doing the mummies today and the dinosaurs. Our museum is pretty big, so I don't think we could get through the whole thing in the 2 hours. There's that awesome floor again. I wish they would have done that in Pandora, that they made it so that when you walked on the floor it changed as well. There was some rumors that they were going to do that, and it doesn't seem like they went that way. All right.
Can I be on your wall? Can I be on your light?
So there you go. There's the bioluminescence. Real life Pandora.
We can just blow. We don't have enough. What number do we go down to? Sorry.
Okay guys, so we're on the 3rd floor, so the mummies are up here. So we'll go ahead and do the mummies since we're up here, the Egyptian mummies. For those of you just tuning in, we're at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science.
Lose, lose.
This is Tara. We are taking a walk through our museum. They do have this exhibit here as well. It's the Dead Sea Scrolls. It's a limited edition exhibit. You do have to buy extra tickets for it, and they're sold out for like the next 2 weeks. So I did not get tickets to that, unfortunately.
I'm not there.
Oh, you live near the Atlantic Ocean, Jerry. That's so cool. I would like to move back to the ocean as well. Being in Denver, we're very landlocked. All right, everybody, here's the Egyptian mummies. One of my favorite exhibits. They do have real live mummies in here. I would hate to be in here at night. It might freak me out a little. I'd be afraid one of them would turn to me and say hi. So here you go. This is a 2,900-year-old mummy. Tomb, the sarcophagus. It's a female mummy. It's in a man's tomb, apparently. They were privately purchased together, but it's likely that somebody had both of them and sold them together. They didn't originally come as a set. So this is what it looks like to put a human face on a mummy. I know there are sculptors out there that if you take a picture of the mummy, they did this on the Travel Channel on Josh Gates' show, and they scanned this mummy with a 3D scanner. Isn't her mummies? And then they had an artist that rebuilt the structure. So she built this whole bone structure and then put skin and a face on it. And that's what she would have looked like when she was alive. Isn't that cool? That we can take that facial structure and maybe the genetics as well, and we can take a look at what they might have looked like when they lived. This says a scribe's coffin lid. Yeah, Victoria, that's actually what that whole special was about, Queen Nefertiti, I believe. The picture, what they recreated looked like the bust of her. So they think that the mummy that was just the girl that was in the museum in Egypt, they think that she really is Queen Nefertiti after they did that whole bust. So they think they did actually find her. When they did the genetic analysis on it, she was related to King Tut. So that's why they think that they found her. If you look up the Josh Gates Expedition Unknown episode, when he goes to Egypt, it was just on maybe a month ago. That's when they talk about it. And they did this whole genetic analysis on the mummy that was in the museum that had no title, and then they rebuilt her face. So they don't know 100%, but that's what they think. Do you guys want to go see the mummy with all the bandages on it? They have one that's open over here. There you go, guys. 2,400-year-old mummy. Coffin was made actually 600 years before her death, so it's not her coffin.
There, does it wake up and just be alive?
This little girl next to me had the same fear I did, that it's gonna wake up.
Their belief was that they would come back.
Right. They need a favorite tablet. You get almost. They bury you with your tablet.
So these are all the things that would be in the tomb over here. Yes, John, this is a permanent display. It's here permanently. I don't know if it's on loan from Egypt or not, but it's been here as long as I've lived in Denver. They have added more stuff to it. The mummy that I just was at was not here when I first moved here, so that one's sort of new. So these are all things that would have been buried with you. I know that they felt that what you could take it with you, so to speak. So they used to fill their tombs with all sorts of things that would keep them comfortable in the afterlife. New Disney movie, Jerry. Might freak people out. I guess they kind of did it with Night at the Museum, right? So this talks about the afterlife and how they do it. So it says the mummy is more than just a dead body. It was home to this immortal figure. I haven't even taken the mummy yet. That's right. I loved those movies when I was a kid. They were good movies. Brendan Fraser. Good movies.
Then what?
So this one talks about becoming a mummy and the steps that they went through to embalm the body. So they removed the organs, they wrapped them up, they dried the body. I'd hate to have that poor guy's job. Yummy. Anybody hungry for lunch now? So this talks all about ancient Egypt, about the Valley of the Kings and the Valley of the Queens in Cairo. Ooh, Disney Egyptian princess movie. Victoria, I'm all about that. That would be cool. So there's a huge display over here. That shows, it says the house of a god. This is the temple of King Ramses II. This is what it looked like, supposedly. So you can see how big it was. For reference, these would be like your little houses outside with your livestock, farms. And this is how huge his palace was.
Dude, the ponds are so dirty. I don't even think that's a pond. I think that's like a tour.
And how many thousands of people it held.
I know this. Dude.
Alright, guys. We can go through a little bit. Denver has these dioramas of all of these animals. So we can go through those briefly and then we will go over to the dinosaurs. How does that sound? So this is the wildlife halls. There are 2 different floors of these. And this is how the museum started.
Hold on, before we go, we need to do a thing.
So during the school week, they have schools that come here and they do tours with them. So these are these huge dioramas that they have of these taxidermy animals. So if taxidermy bothers you, maybe time to go get a snack. To me, this reminds me of, if any of you guys have been to Disneyland, it reminds me of the train ride when Walt had the whole Grand Canyon diorama built, which is actually still considered the largest diorama in the country. So this is what that reminds me of. All the painstaking detail that everybody went through to make sure it looked perfect. I got what you were going for there, Victoria. I type too fast too sometimes. So this is the Arizona desert. Oh, look at these beautiful wild flowers that they have in here. Just stunning. And the cactuses.
Do you think we dust these regularly? Like, what's the scenario? This is a good one. What's a boot?
This one over here is the Alpine Tundra. This is below Long's Peak, so that's right there outside of Denver. That's what our view looks like. So this whole scene is only about 2 hours drive from Denver. When my husband and I got engaged, we went down south to the mountains, and we took pictures in all of the wild flowers down there as our engagement photos. They're very beautiful in the springtime here in Denver, or outside of Denver, I should say. So this is what tree line looks like of the mountains. For those of you that are maybe not familiar with living in a mountain situation, trees only grow up so high on the mountains and then they stop. It just becomes too steep for them to grow, and they can't hold on to the soil or anything. So it's called tree line because that's where all the trees stop growing. Rocky Mountain High, that's right, Jerry. This one over here is the subalpine forest. So it's at 10,000 feet. So Denver is at 5,280 feet. That's why they call it the Mile High City, because a mile is 5,280 feet. Today is opening day here in Denver for our Rockies baseball team. I'm very excited about that, although I'm pretty sure they're going to postpone it due to the snow. It starts at 2 o'clock, but we actually have a whole line in our stadium in Coors Field. It's on the second level, probably about 30 rows up. And the whole row surrounding the whole entire stadium is purple. The seats are all purple. The rest of the seats are dark green, I think. But there's one row that's purple, and the reason for that is to signify that that is exactly 5,280 feet up from sea level. Victoria, climb every mountain. Anybody else want to bust out into song there? Sound of Music, anybody? I'm a big old theater geek too, so that's right up my alley. So how's everybody's Fridays going? Do you have any good plans for the weekend? Anything fun to do? I'm going to be stuck inside because it's snowing. So this represents the plains and the grasslands. We'll go through a couple more of these rooms and then we'll go over and see the dinosaurs. I'm hoping we get service where the dinosaurs are. It does go downstairs, so hopefully we still get service. I am attached to their Wi-Fi though, so things should be good. Oh, you got family all over there, John. All over here in Denver. So I'm close to Denver, so I'm not too far away. Hi Paula, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. We're here in Denver at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. I'm a scientist myself, so this is right up my alley. Oh, looks like we got a Galapagos turtle over here. Tortoise, excuse me.
So what? When they hatch, they are sort of like in a piece of sand and they have to make it to the rock.
Oh, I've seen that film.
We can go Santa Cruz, Galapagos Islands. Yes, I love musicals too, Victoria. Just ask my husband. I've been on a Hamilton kick lately. Unfortunately, I did not get Hamilton tickets when they came here. I tried. I was online right when they went on sale. I also tried to get on the lottery every day. I did not get Hamilton tickets, but I listen to the soundtrack all the time. In fact, my husband came home the other night and I was listening to it and he goes, "You're listening to this again?" I love it. Rent is my favorite musical. It is my dream someday. I aspire to play Maureen. For those of you that are Rent heads, I love it. You love Hamilton too, Jerry? Oh, I love that show. I realized it was written like today, you know, but it's a little scary how accurate some of our problems still are even 300 years later. These are the gazelles and the cheetahs. Oh dear. Somebody's looking for some fast food. We'll go over here and we'll see the giant, is it an alligator? I don't know if it's an alligator or a crocodile. Anybody know the difference? I don't. I guess the difference would be an alligator you would see later, a crocodile you would see in a while. Come on, giggle a little bit, that was funny. I do my best. The jokes are free today, guys. I'm here all week. Here are the female lions. Oh, there's the male lion hanging out. I do really like how everything was done here with such painstaking detail. There's a termite colony. You definitely don't want those in your house. They will eat away at your house. But they make pretty cool nests. So this is the biggest room up here with all the animals in it. And we'll just kind of walk around. These are the gemsbok, it says. Echoes of the past. Some cave drawings. Ooh, the elephants. I love the elephants. There's just something so majestic about them. Oh no, Victoria. Termites have moved in. Ooh, not fun. So this diorama is pretty big. You can see it goes all the way down. And it has all different animals in it. Starting with the monkeys or baboons. Looks like they're maybe baboons. Warthogs. Playing in the mud back there.
Yeah, how did they like evolve into that?
That's a steenbok back there, the little tiny baby in the back. And finally the zebras over here. So this is what I was talking about earlier too, and I talked about how things are very hands-on. So this says, why do zebras have stripes? Here are some theories. To confuse predators, to locate other zebras, to cool off, to hide, or to confuse biting flies. What do you think the answer is? So you can see, you can pull it up. So it says probably all 5. Stripes help them blend in together, make it difficult to pick one out, confuse predators. But even in something like this, it's pretty quiet in here. There are still things for kids to play with and touch, which keeps them super engaged. So a horse. Going in here, some of the night predators. I don't know if you can see the cheetah there eating his dessert. And then over here, armadillo. Oh, excuse me, it's a pangolin. Their plates that they have on them are now very wanted. So they tend to be more of an exotic or endangered animal now because people want those plates. And I don't know if you can see it, it's an aardvark digging in the ground. So that's most of the animals. They have a sea one too that's got a big walrus in it. And also penguins. Maybe we can swing by there real quick as well. Let's go this way. So this was all about Botswana and Africa. So we are here in, looks like by the ocean. So we've got some birds. You guys in Florida probably know a whole lot about the waterfowl that's down there. Ooh, those guys are pretty. A scarlet ibis is what it's called. Some ducks. Classic ducks. They're all over the place in Denver. Any small body of water, fresh water, you'll find ducks swimming around. Alright guys, you ready to go over to the dinosaurs? Who wants to see some dinosaurs? There are those Dead Sea Scrolls again that we talked about. It's an extra exhibit. Costs extra to get into. It's a traveling exhibit, so it's here in Denver, I think, for another like 6 weeks. But I could be wrong about that.
I don't like those.
Dinoland, here we come, that's right. So our museum is 3 stories. We're on the 3rd floor right now. Prehistoric journey. Here we go. Looks like we're gonna start going back in time. So we are gonna start kind of at the very beginning here. And we're going to start with some of the very first creatures to crawl out of the ocean or crawl in the ocean. See if I can peer in there. Can you guys see that? So there's a really cool exhibit. We'll try to get to that one as well, hopefully. It's called the Health Exhibition, I think that's what it is. And it's all about the human body, and it's really cool. It's got all sorts of things that you can play with and write on and touch. And so here's the early life. Ancient seafloor. We've got some shells, some plant life. It's the Land Before Time exhibit. Yes! Yes, Little Bigfoot. Good movies too, back from my childhood. I think I saw all of those movies.
You just have to sit on the right side.
Beer, I don't know.
You don't have to go to a cave to get a hot dog and beer.
We have season tickets for a while. They'd always.
Oh, that's a big head. Terror of the Seas. It's a fish. It's an armored fish. It ate primitive sharks, and it was the size of 3 cars. Holy moly. Something big enough to eat a shark for a snack? Goodness sakes. Hate to run into that thing while out paddleboarding. No, thank you. Right, we're going up. Nobody laugh if I trip on the stairs, okay? Quite clumsy. Oh, see the sign, guys? It says "To the Dinosaurs." So I got a funny story about the dinosaurs. So as a lot of you know, or I've mentioned before, I'm originally from Southern California. I lived in LA for most of my life till I moved to Denver, and I was there when the Getty Museum opened. So for those of you that don't know what the Getty Museum is, it's a very, very fancy art museum. Very fancy. And it has some very, very fancy and very expensive pieces of artwork in it. And the whole building is this very modern, white, highly architectural style building. So my mom and my aunt got tickets to see when it opened. When it first opened, they got these fancy tickets to go view the art museum. And so my mom and my aunt are some of the least serious people you will ever meet, and some of the least stuffy people you'll ever meet. So they walked around the art museum and they got kind of bored. So my aunt decided that she was going to walk up to one of the docents who was dressed in this beautiful, perfectly pressed tux. And the first thing out of her mouth was, "So, can you tell me what floor the dinosaurs are on?" He was not amused. He looked at her and he said, "Ma'am, the dinosaurs are at the Natural History Museum. You're at the Art Museum." My mom said she almost peed her pants.
Attention, guests of the museum. May I please have your attention? Barb Tranholm. Barb Tranholm. Please come to the security desk on the main floor.
Showdown in North
By the
Texas.
gift shop. Again, Barb Tranholm. Please come to the security desk on the main
It's a
floor. By the
Dimetrodon.
gift shop. Thank you.
Jerry, you're kind of person. Yeah, it was pretty funny. To this day, this was probably, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago that this happened. To this day, it's still funny. Now, whenever we go to the museum, I have to ask where the dinosaurs are. Firefly over there. Oh, it makes noise. What else can we light up? Oh, we're lighting up down there. So I'm making these light up. I'm pressing buttons to make them light up. So this is what I was talking about. Very hands-on. Lots of stuff to play with. Lots of stuff to touch. All right. I think we have to go actually like down the stairs to get to the dinosaurs, but I'll give you sort of a bird's eye view up here. So here's the bird's eye view of the dinosaurs. We'll go downstairs and we'll get up close and personal with them. Okay, you can see there's my favorite dinosaur, the pterodactyl. Don't see that every day, that's right. Unless you live here in Denver and you have a Denver Museum season pass, then you can see it every day if you want to. Alright, we're going down the stairs. Yes, Barb, they're looking for you. I'm guessing she probably lost her child. Hard to replace those. Takes a long time. Oh, look at this little guy over here. He looks mean. Alright guys, bear with me a second. I'm just going to plug in my battery real quick. I just got a notification that I am running a little low here. I wish they had fuel rods here, but they don't. So I have my own battery. So let me get her all plugged in and we'll be on our way. Okay, we are finally at the dinosaurs. Yay! So this talks about the dinosaurs' relatives. I think they said the closest relative to a dinosaur is like the bird, right? Yeah, right there, birds. So dinosaur scales evolved into bird feathers. Crocodiles, turtles, all evolved from dinosaurs. So these are all copies of the bones based on real actual fossils that they have found. I'll show you when we go around the corner. They have a viewing area that you can watch the paleontologists work on the bones. I know that we found some triceratops here not that long ago, so those may still be being worked on. These guys are so tiny. I think most people think of dinosaurs, they think of these huge, massive animals. And it's important to know that not all of them were that size. There's those early birds, flying reptiles. Alright guys, so this picture here says, how do you stack up? This is the Tyrannosaurus leg. How do you measure up? Do you guys want to see how short I am? Because I'm pretty short. So there you go, there's his knee. And there's me. I don't even know if I come up to his knee. Barely, just barely. I come up to like his thigh. So that's about where I come up to. And if I back up, you can see how big it is. Yes, Denver had a lot of dinosaurs back in the day. We're still discovering fossils actually to this day. Dino selfie. So we actually have a place here in Denver. It's down south. It's called Dinosaur Ridge. And they have kind of like the La Brea tar pits in California. So they're still digging up dinosaur fossils in Dinosaur Ridge to this day. So maybe in the summertime we'll go down to Dinosaur Ridge. It's not very far from here. So here is a, I want to call it a Bronchiosaurus, but I'm pretty sure that's not what it is. It's a Diplodocus. Holy moly. Look how big it is. I can't even I think the scale is difficult to see in the video, but I'll show you how far around his tail goes. All the way back to where we started. So there's that sign that talks about like the birds and the crocodiles that are evolving. And the end of its tail is there. And it goes all the way back around. Its foot is, I mean, bigger than the trunk of my body. Run, run, run. I'm pretty sure these guys aren't going anywhere for a while, but you never know. Not at the museum style. Like I could easily fit my car inside this guy's belly. Bill Nye the Science Guy, that's right. I haven't seen him around here. But I guess you could call me Tara the Science Nerd, so there you go. So my degree is in epidemiology. I have a master's degree in epidemiology. Can anybody tell me what epidemiology means? Yes, if dinosaurs could talk. grab an apple from the tree. Are you kidding? They could grab an airplane out of the sky. So for those of you that are wondering what my degree is in, because I left you hanging, epidemiology is the study of the spread of diseases, as in epidemic. A lot of people think it means epidermis, like the skin. That's a dermatologist. So I am an epidemiologist. So I study the spread of diseases. This is a T-Rex head, I believe. Look at those chompers. Holy moly. Like, there's my hand. So that guy's tooth is like the size of my hand. The great courses, no, I don't know what that is, Jerry. What is that? Tell me what that is. Victoria, you have doctors in your family. That's excellent. Way to go, scientists. There's a Triceratops head, 65 million years old.
Baby.
I wonder if it talks about where it was found. Yeah, it was found in Adams County. So there you go, Jerry. That head right there was found just about 20 minutes from here. Not very far away in Adams County, Colorado. Stegosaurus over here. Oh, Bill Gates owns all of them. Oh, interesting. I'll Google it when I get home. Little tiny baby Stegosaurus. Oh my gosh, look how cute it is. It's so tiny. Oh, it looks like he's trying to get some luncheon. Again, this very much reminds me, for those of you that have been to Disneyland, the train at Disneyland shows a whole prehistoric scene as well, and it actually shows this scene. Here, let me go around the other side. So you can see the Tyrannosaurus attacking the Stegosaurus. It shows a scene just like this, except they have skin on them instead of just bones. But yeah, it has a very, very similar scene. And they move. These huge audio animatronics that Walt built. Dinosaurs were pets. Yes, that'd be pretty cool. Instead of like driving your car to work, you would just like ride your Stegosaurus. Throw a saddle on that thing. Ooh, maybe he'll let me touch some stuff.
There's a part of a leg bone called the fibula. And that is an actual fossil also. And so is this, another Triceratops fossil.
Triceratops fossil, he says.
Maxilla of
It's his mouth.
jaws. There, the head.
Alright, so we're going further now. So we've got some turtles and some giant fish. So these were all fossilized fish that they found. You can see the turtle right there. Kind of creepy looking. So these are all different shells and mollusks and fossils that they found over the years. And then over here it talks about the end of the dinosaurs, so the extinction. Alright, prehistoric journey continues around the corner here. Jerry, these are replicas, but they are all molds of the originals. So they have all of the originals in their vaults here, but they're replicas. So that, because they are so close to the public, they didn't want anything happening to them, anybody touching them and messing them up. So they're all based on molds from the real thing. And then, since we know that we don't find a dinosaur fossil that looks like that, we usually just find some pieces. So it's up to the mold makers then to fill in the gaps of things like missing vertebrae, missing rib bones, missing toes. And they take what anatomy they have and they build new molds to fill in where the pieces don't, they couldn't find the other pieces. These are tiny baby monkeys. Look how tiny it is. Put my hand up to the glass so you can just see how small it is.
In another line of evidence, sampling the chemistry of rock with deep underground pores provides additional about the
Indiana Jones style. Yeah, that's right. These are birds. Big walking bird. Could you imagine running into this thing, like walking down the street? Look at its tiny little arms. You know what it reminds me of? The movie with the Tyrannosaurus Rex. But I have a big head and little arms. I cannot seize the boy. I have a big head and little arms. There's some more over here. So this is what it looks like when they find a fossil. So you can see there's just like pieces strewn all over the place. Does it come out like that? Those are all reticulated. So they put them all together and they make the missing pieces. But this is what it looks like when they find them. Sometimes they find the whole thing. Sometimes they just find a scapula, like right there. Or a jaw piece. Sometimes they find a lot more. Just depend on what the situation was when the animal passed away. Even in a glacier, well, they found woolly mammoths in glaciers. There's a place in Siberia that they keep finding these fossilized bones of woolly mammoths. In fact, they're so intact and so well preserved that they're trying to extract DNA from them right now. And basically, Jurassic Park that and bring back a woolly mammoth. Right now they haven't had intact enough DNA, so they're trying to splice in elephant DNA with it so that they could create some hybrid creature of an elephant and a woolly mammoth. Ice Age, I love that movie too. I love all of them. I love the sloth. I don't know about you guys, but we are the weirdest herd I've ever seen. So this was in Nebraska back in the day. Holy moly. So here's the other side of that exhibit we were just on. These are called Oreodonts. They're so small. Thanks, Victoria. I love the sloth. I used to say that to my mom all the time. Sherlock Bones, it says. The case of the found fossils. Tooth marks in rock. How do people even like find this stuff? To me, that, I don't know about you guys, to me that just looks like a rock. Like, how do people say, that looks like teeth to me? I would have never seen it. These are horses. Kind of the evolution of the horse. They used to be two-toed. So they would have kind of two hooves on one foot, basically. And here you go, here's that woolly mammoth. Huge woolly mammoth tusks. Do you see this? So look at its teeth. Doesn't that look like just giant human teeth? Like your grandpa's dentures? That's what it looks like to me. Janet, you're gonna go digging for bones? Oh, that's so cool. That'll be a really cool experience for him. Yeah, I know that Utah is kind of the mecca right now of dinosaur bones. So over here they have a recreation of Lucy.
This one here. And she was small.
So there you go, there's Lucy. For those of you who don't know who Lucy is, she's kind of one of the first human-esque species that they found. It's an almost complete skeleton that they found. It says that she got her name because the song Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds by the Beatles happened to be playing in a paleontologist camp when she was discovered, and the name stuck. So there's Lucy. She's very tiny. So this is a full-scale model. She looks like she's maybe about 3 feet tall. And that's what she would have looked like in skeleton form. And those are some different human skulls, human-esque skulls. So this is what our faces looked like before we were us. And then this shows different feet. So this would be like a modern day chimpanzee foot. Looks a lot like our hand, right? Lucy's foot. So Lucy looks even more like us. And then our foot. So it's interesting to see how Lucy developed those, you know, 2 pads on the bottom of her foot for walking upright. We are monkeys. Kind of, sorta. And you can see the hip bones there as well, and how they change. So chimpanzee has more of a rounded hip bone so that they can bend over and walk on all fours if they need to. And then Lucy was more evolved to walk upright, and then of course our hip bone, which has a ball and socket joint meant for us to hold our weight as we walk upright. Here's the Ice Age, so another one of those big giant woolly mammoths. Huge, huge tusks. Right now in Russia and Siberia, where you can find skeletons of woolly mammoths still, and fossils. These tusks are sold on the black market. They're very highly prized to have in a collection. So unfortunately, these massive creatures are being dug out of Russia and Siberia to be sold on the black market to have for people's collections. When they could be in things like zoos. In museums. Okay, so this part over here is really cool. This is where they work on the molds and all the excavation.
It's turned at an angle, but this is the...
So let's see what he has there.
The neural arch would be in here, and then this is the part of the...
So this is really where they work?
It's called a spine. Well, it's actually called a spine, but it kind of extends above the centrum, and what those provide are muscle attachment points. Those spines above the centrum. That's what you see here. So the centrums are there.
So you can see that's a real fossil. That's not a mold or a replica. It's real.
This one was, yeah.
And he really does do this for a living.
But they varied. I mean, the different species, some of them could be fairly small, like any fish. Some little ones, some big ones.
Looks like he has some prehistoric fish.
This one's about 140 million years old.
140 million years old. Holy moly.
140 million years old. Years ago, Wyoming.
So there's that mold that they broke open. That might have been from that. Yeah. A Torosaurus, it says. So it shows. She's working on the belly and the ribs, and this is the nose and frill. It's 66 million years old. So they encase it in plaster when they pull it out of the ground so it doesn't get messed up. And then they bring it here and crack it open. So that's when they found the Torosaurus, it says. So this was in Thornton. So this is about 30 minutes north of us right now. So that's them digging it out of the ground when they found it. I think they found it just in a construction site. Yep, it was discovered by a construction crew. So it just goes to show how much stuff is still out there that we don't even know about. And you can see them back there working on it and working on different pieces. And they're cleaning them up and they're getting all that dirt off of them and everything that's fossilized on it that's not bone, so that they can make a mold of it and then make a piece of it and try to put it all together. See if we can see what she's doing here. So she's working on a rib bone, it says. Yes, Michelle, that Expedition Unknown episode when they went to Siberia, yes, I did see it. When they tried to make the woolly mammoth DNA in the permafrost. They haven't been able to do it yet, but I think we're getting very, very close. So she is painstakingly removing tiny, tiny, tiny pieces of dust from it. And dirt. I love that show too, Michelle. I love Josh Gates. And you can see back there, they have several people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right now, that are working on different pieces of the fossil. This is my favorite part, to just sit and watch them. I think it's really cool. So right back around the corner. Okay, so that is the dinosaurs here at the museum. What time is it? It is almost 2 o'clock Mountain Time. So we'll go down to the floor below us and we'll go to Expedition Health exhibit. And then we'll go outside and we'll see some snow. And then I'll probably wrap things up.
Yeah.
Snowing there too still, huh, Jerry? Fun. I don't want to be driving home in the dark in the snow. It hasn't snowed a whole lot here though. Okay, so here's another dinosaur. It's a big swimming creature of some sort. Raining there in Utah, huh, Janet? Trying to get the sun to come out. Yes, I wish the sun would come out here. It was 70 degrees here yesterday. So they do have an IMAX here, and it shows all different shows. So they've got some pandas, America's Musical Journey, Conquest Sky is about birds. And they also have, at night, they're showing right now Titanic and something else I can't remember on the huge IMAX screen. Oh, good, Jared. I wish I had some nice hot tea right now, too. Glad I could keep you company in the snow. So this is Expedition Health. It's sponsored by Kaiser Permanente. What's really cool about this exhibit and what's made it so popular, it's been here for several years, is that when you first go in, here I'll show you. Let's go in. So when you first go in, you sign in right here, and you put this pass into it that they give you at the front, and you can select your different people. Let's see if we can get a pass. Can I get a peek pass? Yeah. Awesome.
You want that?
Yes, please. Sure. Thank you. Okay, so I'll show you what it looks like. So here we go. They give you this card called a peek pass, and you put it in the machine.
Welcome to Expedition Health. To get started, you'll choose an expedition buddy to be your guide. These people were part of an expedition at Mount Evans, one of Colorado's highest mountains. Choose one of them to guide you on your expedition.
So we're choosing an expedition buddy. So I am going to choose Danielle. She's probably the most like me. My first name. Oops. Tara. My age, oh, should I tell you guys? I'm 30. My birth date, I was born November 26th. I was born on Thanksgiving. I'm a female. Take my Peak Pass. So it's now uploaded all that information right here onto my Peak Pass, and I can go around and I can put it in the different exhibits, and it will show my person doing the things, basically. So I'll show you.
I chose
so this one is my heart's electricity. So if I put my Peak Pass in, she'll talk to me.
That's your real heart rate you're watching. The ups and downs on the graph represent electrical activity going on in different parts of your heart.
It doesn't want to.
Your heart generates electricity that moves through its veins, making your cardiac muscle contract.
Anyway, if I grab it, it will show my heart rate. So you can see my heart beating there.
What I learned was that your heart is actually electric, and we got to see that through.
Yay, I'm alive. Woohoo. So you can do things like ride bikes, and it will show you your heart rate, and then it rides you through a path that you pick. And it will show you all about it. These are what the blood vessels in your arm looks like, so you can see how there's all these teeny tiny blood vessels. I have a beautiful heartbeat. Thank you. So you can see it makes up of your heart, or of your blood vessels that bring blood all to your muscles. Do you guys want to see mine? So this is a vein viewer. When I got my phlebotomy certification, we got to use these. So it has the special light in it, and it will show you your veins. So you can see the special light. So there you go. There's the veins in my hand. Those are my actual veins. You can see the veins in my arm. They have better ones now that even can see deeper than this and have a clearer picture. They're even handheld, so you could just pick it up. You can see how it's just a little machine. But there you go. There are the veins in my hand. You can see the other side as well. Jerry is magnetic resonance imaging. So it uses magnets to look into you. The vein viewer uses a laser. Awesomely strange, yes. So this little machine here shows the wind chill. So when you put your arm in the little box, it blasts this cold air onto it, and you can watch your temperature change and how cold it gets. Michelle, yes, science and tech is awesome. Yes. As a female scientist myself, I highly agree with that. Science is awesome. So this one shows the muscular system. You can change it to muscles. You can change it to the skeleton. And you can see this little boy here. He is moving around, and it moves around on the screen. So he can see exactly what his muscles do when he runs around. he's like doing the splits right now. Anybody want to know how much comes out of your body? There you go. There's our urinary tract. Your kidneys. On top of your kidneys are your adrenal glands and your bladder. So over here is a measure up. I did this before. They take a picture of your arm span, your wingspan, if you will. So you spread your arms out on the green screen, and then they tell you how your arm span measures up to how tall you are. So I tell my husband that he's a gorilla because his arms are much longer than his body. Which is what makes him so good actually at rock climbing, because his arms are longer than his body. I have very long appendages compared to my body, so I'm about equal. So this is from Body Worlds. When it was here, I loved Body Worlds. I would do it 100 times again, where they plasticize a real human being, and they showed all the muscles and what they would look like if they were posed. That's right, Michelle. It's not always pretty, but it's really cool. Let's see, what does he have to play with over here? Hi.
All these things here on my card are used to make medicine.
Oh, he says these are all used to make medicines.
Indeed.
Awesome. There you go. There's your Tylenol, your Bayer aspirin.
Get that aspirin from that willow bark.
Gotta get that aspirin. Sudafed. Anybody got any colds right now?
That's right. If we wanted to use the actual plant, we would have run out of them a long time ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. And what is this one here in the middle?
This is foxglove. And foxglove was used sort of like as a wives' remedy in Europe for a really long time for people that suffered with heart conditions.
Oh.
And in the 1800s, there was a... This story's probably not true, but the story goes that there was a doctor who was treating a woman for heart problems. And he didn't help her. He didn't have anything to help her. So when he went to visit her a couple weeks later, she was doing much better because she used the old wives' remedy.
Interesting.
So he spent the rest of his career
researching
and it's still
the
used
plant.
today.
Interesting. Still used today.
Yep.
I think it's really cool that we still use plants today for even the most advanced society of medicine that we have.
Absolutely.
There you go. Tums,
Right.
calcite. Calcite.
Calcite crystals. You grind them up. They don't taste as good.
They don't taste as good. Don't taste like fruit.
No, you want
or
to get that flavor.
You know,
But there's a
chalky
kind
Fruit
of
Loops.
chalky mint, yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. That's so cool. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thanks, you too. Victoria, you're disgusted by the body exhibit, your anti-body exhibit, huh? If it helps, everybody in the body exhibit did donate their body to science, so it was their choice. You have to fill out a paper beforehand. You have to have everything in order beforehand before you pass away in order to donate your body to science. An MRI machine you can stand in. Well, they do have something called an fMRI now. It's called a functional MRI, is what that stands for, functional magnetic resonance imaging. And some of them you stand in, some of them you sit in. But you can move around in it, and it's only for diagnosing certain conditions right now. But yeah, they do have something similar. They're working on it. I understand the claustrophobia thing though. I had an MRI of my shoulder not that long ago, and yeah, sitting there and it's very loud inside. It can be very unnerving to be in there. Muscle challenge. Anybody want to climb the wall? I don't think I could do it one-handed. So this one over here talks about your gait. So you walk across this wall over here and it records it, and then it shows you over here what does your gait look like. So they use this a lot at hospitals even. We can check people, how they walk. Do they have any deformations in their hips, their knees, their ankles that are causing them to have difficulty walking? Or we can use it for performance athletes as well. So we can watch them run. People that are professional runners. We can watch basketball players jump. And then we can use that imaging to make adjustments to their, to what they do. So this is a sunscreen. Anybody who doesn't use sunscreen out there, please, please, please use sunscreen. So there's my hand. This shows light you can see. Place your fingertips on one hand on the dispenser, push it down. So let's see what it looks like. Hold on, let's see if I can get some sunscreen here. Oh, it's all out, or else I would show you the ultraviolet light of the sunscreen. Oh, you have to have shoulder surgery first, Janet? That sounds awful. They want me to have shoulder surgery too. I tore a ligament in my shoulder a long time ago. And it gets kind of sore sometimes, but I try to ignore it for the most part. This part here is the most popular exhibit here. So it ages you, so it takes a picture of you, and then it shows you what you'll look like possibly in, you know, many, many years. Oh, going through security with your bionic shoulder. Yeah, so much fun. Right, so here's those damaged lungs. For those of you that are smokers out there, please stop smoking. I work in the pulmonology industry, so this is what your lung looks like when you smoke. Please stop smoking, please. That's my PSA for the day. Also looks like that with black lung, so coal miners' lungs. Clogged arteries, for those of you that enjoy your french fries and cheeseburgers. Yum. I think if we could see what we were doing, not that I don't love a cheeseburger every now and then, I certainly do, but I think if we could see what we were actually doing to our bodies on a regular basis on the outside, we might stop putting some of that stuff in our bodies so much. So this one shows the human brain. So that's a section, cross section of the human brain. And a whole one. So this is preserved by plastination, so that's real live human brain. So just like Body Worlds, that's preserved. You can see all the gray matter and the white matter and the blood vessels in it, and then make it up, and the two hemispheres. Right and left. One controls creativity. The left side controls the right side of your body. The right side controls the left side of your body. The other one controls logic and reasoning. So this one over here is really cool. So they strap on these little head pieces, and then they control the ball, and they try to fight each other to see if they can get the ball into the other one's goal based on just their brainwaves. So the ball went to the middle, and it's measuring their brain waves, and they're doing their best to try to keep it out of their goal. Yes, I agree, Victoria. So yummy. I agree. I'm a big fried foods junkie, although I try to limit it as much as possible. So they're concentrating very hard to keep the ball out of their goal and to get into the other person's goal. Super, super cool. And then over here, the biology base camp, my husband and I did this. They actually have, I think it's 5 different exhibits that you go in. One of them is like a blood test one, so you can tell people's blood types, and yeah, there are like 5 different exhibits that are very hands-on. Genetics of Taste Lab. So it looks like you can taste different things, maybe do the different tastes on your taste buds. Bitter, salty, sour, sweet. So for the taste thing, your tongue only tastes those senses. All of things that you taste, like the taste of chocolate or the taste of grilled meat, it's actually not a taste at all, it's a smell. So your body is, or your nose is smelling those scents. That's why when you get a cold, you can't taste a whole lot, because your nose is doing most of the tasting for you. So here's my card. I'm going to recycle it. But you can see you can put it in, if you go through all the exhibits, and it will tell you how you stacked up, basically. Yes, got to get those Disney treats in. I agree. So that is the health exhibit. I like that one. It's been here for a couple of years. It was really, really crowded when it first opened. Everybody wanted to play with everything.
So sorry.
Alright guys, so right below us, you can see, is the cafe. So they have a whole bunch of other healthy food options, salads, sandwiches, that you can eat and feed your kiddos. I just ate there before I started streaming. I had a sandwich. It was very, very good. I'm not sure if it's still snowing, but we'll go take a peek outside. Only live once. That's true, Jerry. YOLO, right? You only live once. It looks like he's got some of the pieces of the Dead Sea Scroll exhibit out.
Kids would practice writing their letters, like ABCs.
So he's got different types of
So
money.
that's a very
part of the
small
scroll.
example. That's a model of the pottery that they put the scrolls into. Okay. But it's much larger than that.
Yeah.
But
True traditions and broken together. Yeah. There's a theory that
Right. So what we just went through is probably less than half of our museum. It's huge. So there's a whole nother wildlife hall that we didn't go through. There is also the gems and minerals. There's a space portion. There's a Gates planetarium. So we can do those on a different day. But it's a huge museum. All right. Should we go through the gift shop real quick too? We can take a look at the gift shop. So there's the Space Odyssey over there. And they've got some entomology, so different bugs and butterflies. I'm hoping next week, depending on the weather, hoping to get up to the butterfly pavilion, or the butterfly pavilion that we have here, so we can see all the butterflies in action, just like the one in Epcot that they have right now for Flower and Garden Festival. It's very similar, but it's here all year round. It's indoors, and the butterflies fly around. They'll land on you, and they release butterflies that have just opened up from their cocoons. They release those every day.
see the butterflies. We have big ones, we have small ones. Come and see the ones that they
So I'm
have
hoping to
eyes.
get up there.
Come.
Probably next week, and we'll take a look at all the butterflies. It's very, very pretty in there. They have it all set up like a rainforest, so it's really pretty. So there's more of the dinosaurs they have hanging from the ceilings. And there's the cafe. So I can show you a little bit of the gift shop. So the gift shop has all sorts of fun little toys in it that get kids interested in science. We've got some woolly mammoth stuffed animals. Ooh, really soft, very soft. Did anybody have those like sea monkeys as a kid? You know, you get like the little packet of like freeze-dried sea monkeys and you put them in the water and they hatch like a week later. I had those a lot as a little kid. They've got some geodes. You can see how the inside of the rocks, the geodes. Very, very pretty. Here are the cross sections of them. Janet, yeah, I think they are shrimp. They're like brine shrimp. So they've got different crystals that you can get and gems. Uh-oh. These are the magnetic hematite, so they stick together.
Quarter tumbled stones. Ooh, I could buy.
More gems, more stones. All different kids' experiments that they can do. At least they're gonna miss this place. Where are you going? Tin can robot, salt-powered robots, solar robots. And then glow in the dark. Glows in a black light. I had a bunch of these stars on my ceiling when I was a kid. Different forms of pottery. Stop. Alarm will sound. Don't go out that door. Different dino lamps. They're actually very reasonable. They're only $42. Very reasonable. Little planters. Those are adorable. I would definitely put one of my plants in there and take it to work.
There's multiple shiny ones.
Yes, dude, it's a very nice gift shop. Very well designed. They have different clothes. There you go. Winosaurus for all of you adults out there that partake. They've got different hoodies because it's cold. Game of Bones, anybody? Game of Bones. I like this one. Exercise, some motivation required. Yes, that would certainly get me to exercise too if I had that thing chasing after me. I always say, if you ever see me running, you better be running with me because something's chasing me. So these are different fossil casts, it says. So these are replicas of real fossils that they've cast that you can bring home. They've got foot claws. They've got a hand cast. Cool. Different collectibles. So for those of you that collect mugs or shot glasses, they have them right here. Yes, Jared, then in my work day I am running for my car too. That's not true. I love my job. I really do. I love my job. I'm very fortunate to be in love with my job and what I do for a living. So these are all different stuffed animals that someone can take home. My favorite is right up there, the sloth. I love sloths. For those of you that joined me on the Denver Zoo last week, you know how how big my affinity is for sloths. And then over here they have different dinosaurs that you could bring home to your little ones to play with. Different space stuff, or you get a space suit for your child, just like real NASA. Flash from Zootopia, yeah, Victoria. I love that scene. Did anybody play with this stuff as a kid? That like squishy, like foam stuff? So these are like little tiny foam balls and they all squish together. Just play with it all the time when I was a little kid. And you can like mold it into different shapes. Then it would dry out and I would get really sad.
It's like a tea thing. Like you put tea in it.
More dinos to play with. So all different little dinos. Jenny, you retired from nursing. That's awesome. I got lots of nurse friends. I work in a hospital, so I got lots of nurse friends. So these are more different experiments that you can do. Socks, anybody? There's lots of socks over here. So I don't know if anybody collects socks. Your Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla. For those of you with little ones out there, teach them about Nikola Tesla. It's not just a car anymore. Different socks. You know, some people collect socks. Oh my goodness, everybody, look what I just found. They have sloth socks. I have to get those. Those are so cool. All different ones. So, looks like if you could find something that you like around here. Alright, they have all different books too that you can buy that talk about all the different parts of the museum. Say that 3 times fast, yeah, it would probably come out not so good. Let's stay away from that one. So for those of you that collect the pennies, you can do the penny souvenirs here. For only 51 cents, you can get back your penny. Alright, let's see if it's still snowing outside. So it looks like it's snowing a little bit. Not too much. Not too bad. I'm parked outside. See if it's still snowing. You can see the snow. Can you see the snow coming down? It's very teeny tiny flakes right now. You can see everything's just wet. It's because it was 60 degrees yesterday. That's why. Nothing's sticking. Alright guys. Well, thank you for joining me on my tour of the Denver Museum of Nature and Science today. I'm going to head out. I'm going to put my jacket on before I go outside. Thank you. I will be careful driving in the snow. I'm glad you had a good time. Next week we'll try to go to the Butterfly Pavilion. That would be really awesome if we can get there. Hopefully it's not snowing. It was so nice meeting you too, Victoria. Thank you everybody so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. If you like my streams, like, comment, share. Make sure everybody knows about it. The more you guys like, comment, and share, the more it encourages me to keep doing streams. The more it also encourages me to get some fancier rigs, so we can get a fancy rig like everybody else uses in Florida. It'll just assure me that you love me, you like me, you really like me. Awesome. Thanks everybody, I appreciate it. I'll be very safe driving home today, I promise. I have an SUV, so I will be perfectly fine in the snow. Thank you again. I appreciate it. Bye, guys. Have a great afternoon. Bye. Have a good weekend. I'll see you guys next Friday.